that talks about how this entire situation is panning. And then, Dr. Haokip is saying that the killings or the act has not been carried forward or done by those outfits who have committed to the Sioux talks. Who are these 33 militants which the government is talking about, which the government is talking, or Manipur CM is calling them terrorists? Who are these 33 people? Has any, because you people are there on the ground, has their identity been revealed, or how many weapons have been recovered from them? Can you shed more light on this?
Yeah, see, there are claims and counterclaims. Now, the problem is that if you talk to people in the valley, you will get one version. If you talk to the people in the hills, you'll get another version of the same story. So there are claims and counterclaims. And in between, the administration has to play the role of a referee. But and to play the role of a referee, what is more important, not to be impartial. Not to be impartial is just not enough. The state administration also need to be seen as impartial.
Impartial.
Unfortunately, that's not happening. So why I'm saying it's not happening, like now the state government is blaming all responsibilities to the militant organizations who are in the ceasefire agreement, suspension of operation, they call SOOP.
Yeah.
Now, if these militants are terrorists, they are, foreigners, blah, 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 everything. In the first place, why did the government enter into a ceasefire agreement with them, talks with them? In latest as February, the ceasefire agreement has been extended by the center for 1 year. If these groups are terrorists, were the state government not aware of that? Suddenly they have become terrorists, they have become foreigners. So
Absolutely.
if they are so, the state government should have not, in the first place, should not have entered into any kind of ceasefire agreement. But the state, there it has failed. Then if these organizations are violating the ceasefire ground rules, action should be taken against them. They're fair enough. There should not be any leniency against any groups, any organizations that takes up arms. Violence is not a solution to any problem. Secondly, third, this talks about this war against drugs. Now, let me tell you, this again, there are lots of allegations that some people close to the power are also involved in this drug racket. And as recently as few days back, one MLA from the valley has written to the Prime Minister saying that, there are many, there are groups which are close to the power are involved in drug rackets. Earlier, a very decorated police officer, Brinda, who was investigating these drug cartels, she has also made similar allegation in the court of law. But the action also need to be taken against those people. If otherwise it will be seen as a selective crackdown. So that shouldn't be. Should not happen. There should be, the government should be seen as it's not only it should not only be impartial, but it should also be seen as impartial. That is more important. And that will help restore, confidence among the two communities. Now recently, one women organization of the state has written to the home minister asking that there should be a peace commission be formed involving members from Meitei community and also Kuki community. Both the groups who have suffered in this conflict should be included in equal number. And then this peace commission should do, some kind of neutral investigation to find the truth. So that kind of measure should be taken. But very sorry to say, so far the state government has failed in all aspects, and it has lost complete trust of the people in the hills, as well as a section in the valley.
Well,
So,
Chan, Mr. Chan, if I may get you in, what Mr. Samir Purkayastha has said. He has said that that the government has failed, and if the government was so sure of all those, the people, the groups who were bound by the suspension of operation agreement, why did they enter into an agreement with them? And they're also saying that that there are complaints about how there are people who are very close to the dispensation are also involved in the poppy cultivation, and why this government has failed. You said that Manipur CM has done a good job, but they're saying that Manipur CM has failed to do a decent job, or failed completely in controlling law and order. He even went on to the extent of saying that we have failed or erred in assessing the real threat to the law and order situation.
Okay. To answer your question, I'll have to first claim that whatever Mr. Samir has said could be his own perspective. And it is very, very, it is not wrong to have perspective, but these are all speculation that he doesn't have a factual data. So these are just a speculation that he's trying to express to the public, and I do not judge on that. And about the question of government failing, at this certain point, I don't think it is. Uh, I mean, I think it is too good, too quick, or too early to take the decision right now. We should wait and see because please understand earlier in from the beginning of the social media propaganda that we have seen in the beginning of this whole scenarios, we have seen that the first claim was remove Chief Minister Biren Singh. Okay, remove Chief Minister Biren Singh. So they, I wouldn't say they, some people or some group of people has been trying to they could be politically affiliated, or they could be, I really don't know the real reason. But yes, we have seen that some people has been trying to, change of guard is what they've demanded. Now, in this time, whatever has happened right now, uh, keeping those in perspective, we can see that it could all be an allegation. So I would not say I am right, or I would not say Mr. Samir is wrong. Let's wait for some time and see what happened.
There's also
exactly.
Mr. Chan. There have been also, we had Naba Kishore ji before this, and we also have others. We also saw protest at Mother's Market. Where they were accusing, they were literally, castigating the Maitis MLAs, and they're saying that that they have not been able to take our side. And this is not only what Mr. Purkayastha is saying. There are many in the Maiti communities also who are not at all happy with the way the Chief Minister has functioned. You see
Let
the
me
visuals there on the ground. They were saying that if Mighty MLAs can't protect us, and they even went on to say, to the extent of saying that the cookie MLAs were at least bold enough to write a letter seeking a resolution to the situation on the ground, but there was not. So it's not like just Mr. Purkayastha is his
let,
perspective who is accusing the Chief Minister. It is many from your own
let me
community who is openly accusing the
let
Chief
me
Minister of not being able to handle the
let
situation.
let me relate the whole thing now. Okay.
Please.
Now, in the beginning, some community has been saying that Mighty Chief Minister is the CM Biren is the minister of the Mighty community only. This is what they have been saying. Now, after such accusation, after such harsh accusation, um, the chief minister has been trying not to take up. This is my own perspective. The chief minister has been trying kind of all those nothing to provoke, or nothing to kind of more make them feel that okay, yes, chief minister is only Meitei community's chief minister, right? So the chief minister has been silent for some time. This we all agree. But when the chief minister is not giving a public comment, that doesn't mean that the chief minister is not working. The government officials are there. The government is smoothly functioning. They're all doing it, right? So and this Meitei community protesting against the MLAs is because we can very well see that some 10 cookie community MLAs has come up and saying for a separate demands. The very citizens of Manipur Valley, the Meitei communities also feel that yes, our MLA should also come up and say that yes, no, whatever. Okay, but please understand, if this happened, this would have happened. If the Meitei also started protesting, Meitei MLA also started protesting, and the Kuki MLA has already protested, then there would be a separation. There will be a total separation. And this is what the government is not trying to, the government has been trying to bind this together. That is a reason, that is a very, very reason why the mighty MLAs and the mighty communities, this is what I feel. The mighty MLAs and the mighty member of Legislative Assembly has not given much comment. But yes, yes, the people of Manipur are very sad.
I have to say this, Mr. Chand, that we have been covering this for ever since the violence broke out, and Dr. Haokip and others would be testimony to the fact that we have factored in all the angles perceived, and we have not been tried to do what others have been doing, to impose our understanding as the understanding of the ground. We openly say that we don't understand. That is the reason why we have 4-5 guests from diverse this thing to make us understand. You're being very charitable to the Chief Minister, because there have been a lot of scathing criticism. But the fact is also that out of those 10 Kuki MLAs, 7 are from the BJP. Does this make the job of of N. Biren Singh very difficult? And also to factor in one more thing, that before the violence erupted, they were in Delhi seeking an audience with the party high command, asking for removal of N. Biren Singh. How do you see this entire scenario?
I am neither a politician.
No. I am not saying you're a politician. I'm just merely trying to understand. Please don't take it as a.
I have no connection with the BJP government. I am just a mere citizen of India, and I'm just trying to observe what is going in and around. I'm just a social activist, so I would not be in a position to comment what the government, the BJP government, is actually thinking, or what the BJP government is actually doing. It's just my perspective I am expressing to you. So I would not be the right person to say or
Absolutely,
comment
it's
on
all
this
right.
political.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right, Mr. Chand. I completely understand and appreciate your candor there. That's absolutely all right. Dr. Haokip, how do you see the situation, being played out politically? Because now you have a situation where the Chief Minister is saying, he has made it very clear, the statement which came out yesterday, I would read out, which is published in a paper, that fight is not between the two communities, Maitis and Kukis, but between Kuki militants bound by the suspension of operation agreement and combined teams of the central and the state police forces. Massive combing operations have been launched along with helicopter surveillance. We are trying to find the culprits behind the killing of innocent civilians, and the operation zone spans Litan Popki, Serao, Sugnu, Yang and Gopki and Trobang. So I would appreciate if you can tell us about this area which is talking about the operation zone, where exactly they are in the state of Manipur, and what do you make of his statement, Dr. Haokip?
I think the base answer is that they must be in their SOO camps, and I have no contact with them, so I'm not the right person to answer where they are.
No, I'm not saying that this is here. I'm just telling you what the Chief Minister said. The Chief Minister said that this is the operation zone where the helicopter surveillance and the commandos and everything is going on. This is what I was trying to tell you.
Let them do what they plan to do, but my feeling is that in the peace talks between the Kukis and the government of India as well as Manipur, it seems that the government of Manipur has been left out in this talk, so he's desperate, and then he's trying to have a certain strategy to counter or to attack the suspension of operation military troops. So he's desperate that he has been left out in the talk.
Okay. Mr. Purkayastha, how do you view this situation panning out? Do you think, Mr. Samir Purkayastha, do you think that the Home Minister's visit is going to alter the situation at the ground? It is going to change the situation? Do we see peace being restored, or restore is I would say wrong word, but peace returning back to Manipur?
See, definitely Home Minister visit has raised a lot of expectations, both in the valley and the hills. And I believe leaders from the both communities will be separately meeting Home Minister. So, but having said so, the Home Ministers also need to walk the talk.